Joseph, I hear something out in the living room.
There's nothing.
Joseph.
Wait here.
Joseph, this is it? This is the best that the witness protection program could do? An apartment? A tiny apartment? Hell, my cell was bigger than this place.
Hey, Leonard. I didn't want to testify.
You cut a stupid deal, Joseph. You thought I wouldn't find you? You thought I'd just rot in jail and never come look for you?
You have to believe me. I have no choice.
I do believe you. I bet you feel just awful about it. Sending your best friend and partner to jail? I bet the memory of that has been haunting you for years. I know it's helped me come to grips with the reality of your suicide.
Suicide?
That's the way I heard it. Got stinking drunk 3 days before Christmas and fell over his balcony. 3 years, Joseph. 3 years I've been waiting to catch up with you. 3 years! Hey, I think I hear Santa Claus outside. You want to go on the balcony and take a look?
No! 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 No!
Married? You got a kid? Where are they? Toss this trash. I'll be back.
Please don't cry.
Season's greetings.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Oh.
Sorry.
Santa Claus coming to town. Santa Claus coming to town. Santa Claus is coming. Wow.
Santa's hotline, North Pole. Well, hello, girl. What's your name?
Santa's hotline. Can I help you?
Train set, sure.
Santa's hotline, North Pole, hello.
North Pole, Santa speaking. Ho, ho, ho. Sure, I'm sure this is Santa Claus. Who's this? Ingrid. And how old are you, Ingrid? 23, really? So, tell me, Ingrid, you been good? You been good a lot? You ever been great, Ingrid? Would you like to be? Are you kidding? Why do you think Santa's always so jolly?
Oh, Ingrid, gotta go. Head off just walked in and she doesn't look happy. You got it. 3 days from tonight. I'll be the one in red.
Morning.
You got that right.
Ooh, shot in the dark. You're not happy.
Would you tell me what is going on?
Going on?
Going on in our outer office, going on in your inner office. The phone is ringing off the hook and people are answering North Pole. Why are they doing that?
Because if they answered him any other way, nobody believes Santa Claus lived here.
I see.
You do?
No, I don't. I just wanted to say that to see how it would feel. Doesn't feel any different.
Excuse me. North Pole, Santa speaking. Ho, ho, ho. No problem. Wants to speak to you.
To me? Hello? No, this is not Mrs. Claus.
What are you doing? Hello? Are you still there? She didn't mean it. Well, I hope you're happy.
David, would you please tell me what is going on?
Santa's hotline.
Santa's what line?
Santa's hotline. Maddie, look out there. What do you see?
You ever notice you answer all my questions with a question?
I do? I see a world starving for hope, a world starving for fantasy, a world starving for joy. How about you?
I'm fine. I ate before I came in. I don't know if you noticed it, but you just did it again.
What's that?
Answered a question with a question.
I did? Where was I?
Everyone was starving.
Ah, yes. Now, I don't know if you believe this about me, but I take all this pain and suffering very personally.
I'll bet you do.
Many's the night I sat up thinking.
Imagine sitting and thinking.
And then last night it hit me.
Left a bruise, I hope.
Who is the one beacon of hope, of fantasy, of joy still left out there in the world?
Steven Spielberg?
Santa Claus!
Oh, yeah?
But all is not well at the North Pole.
No, huh?
No, Maddie, you see, we're living in an age of state-of-the-art technology, global travel, split-second communications.
Is that bad?
It is if you're Kris Kringle.
Do tell.
All right, I will. You're a child.
Watch it.
You want to tell Santa Claus what to bring you for Christmas. What do?
Write a letter.
Ha, I can see you haven't been around a lot of kids. Nobody writes anymore.
They don't.
Hell no. They're too busy studying for SATs, applying for credit cards, going through detox.
The joys of childhood.
And that's where Santa's hotline comes in. By simply dialing our convenient 900 number, children from all over the free world can converse directly and in total privacy with old St. Nick or one of his personally appointed helpers, all for the low price of $1.75 a minute, plus the cost of the toll call. Prices may vary outside the continental United States. You like?
I hate.
You want to take a second to think about it?
Just when I think you've sunk as low as you can go, you find a basement door.
Check me here, but you seem a trifle disturbed.
You have the morals of a rabbit, the character of a slug, the brain of a platypus.
You're making me...
How can men try to make a profit out of Christmas?
It's easy. You called a phone company, had place in it, had the whole thing cranking about an hour and a half.
Ugh. I just want to scrape you off the bottom of my shoe.
Hey, wait a minute. You're not fooling me. I know what that means.
Did you hear a baby?
Did you hear a baby?
Where did it sound like it came from to you?
I'm not sure. Where did it sound like it came from to you?
Santa's hotline, ho, ho, ho. We're here to listen, so. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you'd like. A new baby doll or a shiny new bike. Just tell me what it is. I'll tell you who. And if you've been good, he'll bring it to you. What baby? I'll hear a baby. Thanks, kid. Just for that, you're not going to get anything this year. I think I need to talk to someone about a maternity leave. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride.
So you just walked in and there he was?
Yeah, right on top of the delicates and fine fabrics.
Well, it's clear what we have to do.
Why, do you smell something?
No, I mean we have to call the police.
Why? What's the kid done?
Police?
Ms. DePesto, that baby belongs to someone, and someone is probably worried sick about where he is.
Oh. Yeah. Right.
But on the other hand, it may just be that whoever left this baby knew exactly what they were doing. And exactly who they were leaving it with.
Thanks, Mr. Addison.
May I speak to you outside, please? What are you doing?
I don't know, Marty. What do you want to do?
I mean about her encouraging her. She has no business keeping that baby, and you know it.
I don't know it. I don't know anything.
Will you put that in writing?
I do know this. You call the police. You know what's going to happen?
Sure, they return that baby to its rightful mother.
If there is a rightful mother, if the rightful mother isn't 14, just abandon it somewhere. If the rightful mother can even be found, or if the rightful mother's even interested
What is your
in getting...
point?
It's Christmas.
So,
Did you see the look in old Agnes's eyes? They were both pointing in the same direction for once.
please.
Maddie, given a choice, where would you rather have that baby spend the holidays? In some cold, sterile institution or under the loving, watchful eyes of Agnes
I'm calling the
DePesto?
police.
Fine, call him. Just don't tell him you found the baby.
And what would you have me tell them?
Ask them if they're looking for one. And if they are, what's it look like?
And if they say no?
And DePesto watches the baby while you and I go find the mother.
Find the mother, and how are we going to do that?
We're detectives, remember? We go to Agnes's house and look for clues.
And what about DePesto? What does she know about taking care of a baby?
It's the first time for everything.
It costs money to take care of babies.
So you give her a raise.
Well, she has a tiny apartment.
So they can stay at your place.
They can what?
Cute kid, huh?
Excuse me?
That baby. It's cute, huh?
Yeah, sure. I suppose.
Yeah, sure. You suppose? What's the matter?
What makes you think something's the matter?
I don't know. You just didn't make much of a fuss about that baby, that's all.
That doesn't mean something's the matter. David, I'm not the kind of woman to make a fuss over children.
Really?
Really?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm just really surprised.
About what?
About your attitude.
About what?
About children.
How can you be surprised about my attitude about children when you don't know what my attitude is?
Well, it's pretty obvious.
It's pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious.
I don't want to have this conversation.
You don't?
I don't.
You don't? You don't.
Fine.
Fine.
Good.
Good. Now, I want to say something here.
How unusual.
And it might sound a little out of line,
Hard
but
to believe.
me, personally, I think you'd make a hell of a mother.
Thank you.
I mean, I know it's not my place, but I just have this instinct.
Well, it doesn't matter because we'll probably never know.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean, what do I mean by that? David, look at my life. I live alone. I'm trying to make a business work. I'm not...
You happy?
Happy.
I mean, if you wanted to have a child...
But I don't.
But if you did...
But I don't. But I don't.
But if you did...
What?
I would help.
You would, huh?
What are friends for?
That's not the kind of help I need.
That's not the
Thank
kind of help
you.
I mean, that if you met somebody and you wanted to have a baby, I would help. I would hold the fort down around the office if you wanted to stay home.
What? You mean you wouldn't have the baby for me?
Hey, I wish I could.
You do, huh?
Really, I would if I could.
Sure you would.
I would.
Yeah, right.
I mean it.
Sure.
You don't believe me?
No.
Why not?
Because that's just one of those things men say to women because they know it'll never happen.
Well, I mean it. So if you ever change your mind,
You will have the baby for me?
I'll give it my best shot.
What a guy.
See if I can just find your apartment key here.
You folks live here? Reuben King. How are you today? Mr. and Mrs.
DePesto, 723.
Department of Justice.
We're investigating a little mishap that occurred in the building yesterday evening. We're asking all the tenants if they saw or heard anything. I wonder if I might ask you folks to follow me up to 316. Saul, guys, company. This is the DePesto family from 723 upstairs. Saul King.
Jim King.
And your name again?
Reuben King.
3 kings.
That's right.
2 aces, you win. It is the Kingpin.
Mr. King.
Hmm?
This Mr. King said something about a mishap last night.
You folks know the Goodmans?
The Goodmans.
They lived here. Seems Mr. Goodman had too much to drink last night, fell off his balcony.
How horrible.
What's the Justice Department care about a guy taking a swan dive off his terrace?
Well, Mr. Goodman was a participant in our witness protection program. He testified several years ago in a racketeering case, and in exchange, we provided him with a new identity. We just want to be sure there's been no foul play.
You think there was?
Well, nobody's been able to find Mrs. Goodman. Or the baby.
The baby?
There was a 6-month-old boy.
Nobody's seen either of them since last night. You folks don't know anything, do you?
Us?
Dumb and Dumber? We don't know a thing.
Wait a minute, who's dumber? That little baby's mother isn't coming back, is she?
Not if she was the one who showed her husband that shortcut to the street, no.
I knew it.
You knew what?
I knew I should have called the police this afternoon.
Why? What difference would that have made?
What difference would it have made? What difference would it have made? Don't you see what's going to happen? Tomorrow this whole story's going to be on the news, in the papers. Husband murdered, mother and child sought. The child is at my house, David. That makes me something, an accomplice or something.
It makes you a nice person.
Something you go to jail for, I think.
You think so, huh?
Yes, I think so, huh? Why am I talking to you? Talking to you is what got me into this trouble in the first place. Just drop me off at my house. I'll tell DePesto what happened and call the police. That's all I can do. I mean, I have no choice.
You wouldn't consider letting it wait until the morning, would you?
What?
Morning. Come on, morning. Begins the day, precedes the afternoon, becomes Electra.
No, it cannot wait until tomorrow morning.
Right.
All right. What does the right mean?
Nothing.
Clearly it means something. I want to know what it meant.
The right was for me. It wasn't for you.
You said it. I heard it, and I'd like to know what it meant.
Well, I'm not telling you.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
It's awful, isn't it?
I'm not telling you.
Whatever that right was, it must be pretty awful.
Drop it, Maddie.
Fine.
Fine.
Good.
Good.
Give me a hint.
Maddie!
I want to know what it meant. I deserve to know what it meant. I heard it, and it was about me.
All right, you want to know what it meant? I'll tell you what it meant. It meant right, that you are not about to wait until tomorrow morning to tell her, because that would give her a whole evening of pleasure with that baby. And you are not about to give her a whole evening of pleasure with that baby, because that would make you crazy. No, strike that. Crazier than you already are.
That's a lie.
Right.
Stop that! Why would I begrudge DePesto a night of pleasure with that baby? Well, you're wrong. I'm turning that baby over to the police because that is the best thing to do for all concerned, and that's that. Miss DePesto?
Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. I hope you don't mind my plugging it in. It's getting dark. It's a beautiful tree. You live alone, you don't bother to get a big tree. Oh, yeah, that's right. You live alone, too.
He's beautiful, isn't he?
Christmas and children. They make up for a lot of the bad stuff.
Sure do.
So, what did you find out?
About what?
About his mother and his father. About where he comes from.
His mother and his father?
I thought about what you said, and you're right. A little boy should be with his mother and his father on Christmas. I'm sure going to enjoy him while I have him, though.
He is something, isn't he?
Want to share him with me?
Share him with you?
Share him with me. It's Christmas time.
Share him with you, huh?
Nothing better in the whole world than spending Christmas Eve under a tree with a baby waiting for Santa Claus. So what'd you find out?
Find out? Well, I didn't find out a thing.
Really? That's too bad.
Yeah, isn't it?
Merry Christmas, Miss Hayes.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Pesto. What I figured was, after you picked up your clothes, we could go by a baby store on the way to the office.
Sounds good to me. You know what, Miss Hayes?
What, Mr. Pesto?
There's no one I'd rather have children with than you.
Agnes?
I'll just be a minute.
I'll sit down here. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring don't shine, Mama's gonna buy... What?
A Valentine? I didn't mean to frighten you. Saw you and your friend coming through the lobby with this bambine, and I don't know if you heard, a man died in this building a couple nights ago. There's an investigation going
Are you an
on.
investigator?
Looking for a mother and her baby.
I know all about it. Do you always walk into other people's apartments unannounced?
Not always, no. Gee, no toys, no crib. Where's the little guy bunk?
The baby doesn't live here, and neither do I. Now, would you please leave?
Is it your baby? Oh, I don't know why, but I got the feeling it wasn't your baby.
I think you'd better go.
Would you mind if I asked your friend some questions?
My friend is in the shower.
Drip dry suit.
If you don't leave, I'll...
The mind reels. Look, let's understand something. I'm watching you, and I'm watching that baby, because where that baby is, the mother is going to be. And I'm going to find her. And to all, a good night.
Watch that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna watch that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna watch that man right out of my hair. Sending on his way. Oh, no, little baby. I don't mean you.
You'd better hurry up and get changed.
Is something the matter? But I don't understand. If there's an investigation and he's an investigator, maybe we should give him the baby.
I'm not sure he's an investigator. I'm not sure what he is.
Wait a second, you mean his mother's a killer?
That's what these investigators think.
How awful. I hope that kind of thing's not hereditary. Better make sure there's no guns or knives around the office.
Well, look in the back seat of the car. There you are. I've been tying up the hotline trying to find you.
Please.
So, didn't turn into Rugrat, huh?
Change of heart.
Change of everything. Look at you. You change a couple diapers and your whole disposition changes.
What are you talking about? Where are you taking me?
My office. Somebody I want you to meet.
What?
Hang on to your suspension of disbelief. This one's a pip. Maddie, I'd like you to meet Mary.
Hello.
Hello.
Forgive the way I look, but I haven't been able to change or bathe or anything for several days. I've been on the run with no place to stay. I've been trying to find a hotel room, but it's Christmas, and, well, there are no rooms in any of the inns.
You hear that? No room at the inns.
So?
So, a woman named Mary, a baby, 3 kings. Confidentially, I'm worried.
About what?
Maddie, I think we're trapped in an allegory.
A what?
I'm telling you, we got everything in a story except a camel.
Anybody care for smoke?
That's it.
What is it we can do for you?
I'm looking for a woman named Pesto. I left something with her, and I need to pick it up now.
Can I...
See you outside? Sure. My manger's your manger.
You know what something is.
Something?
Something she left with DePesto. Do you know what that is?
I can guess.
Well, I'm not giving that baby to a woman suspected of murder.
Suspected, Maddie, suspected. Doesn't that word mean anything
My
to
mind
you?
is made
Don't you
up.
think you at least owe her the courtesy
I
of
don't
listening
owe
to
her
her story?
anything.
What are you doing?
I'm doing what I should have done all along. What I wanted to do originally. What I should have done last night. Stop that, David! I'm calling
The police, David.
Hello,
police?
I hate you! The something you left with Ms. DePesto?
You know all about it, don't you?
Well, yes.
It wasn't easy for me to do.
Murder never is.
Excuse me?
Murder. I said murder never is.
Murder?
Murder.
I wasn't talking about murder.
She wasn't talking about murder.
You weren't talking about murder?
Then what were you talking about?
Leaving Andrew with Mr. Pesto.
Andrew?
Andrew.
Andrew.
Andrew? My God.
Is something the matter?
No, just me.
Then you're saying your husband really did get drunk and fall off that balcony?
My husband was thrown over that balcony by a man. A man that my husband testified against. He didn't know I was there.
You saw the whole thing?
So I ran. But Andrew started crying. This apartment door was open. I knew I couldn't stay there. But I'd seen the lady who lived there around the building. She seemed sweet and kind.
She is.
I'd never been without my son before. I spent that whole night worrying about him, thinking about him. I knew this DePesto woman worked for you. I spent the night in your hall last night. I was waiting at the door when this man came in this morning. Is there any way I can see this Mr. Pesto and make sure that my son's all right?
David.
Sounds like the call of the hall. Andrew, huh?
That poor woman.
You mean the murderer?
So what do we do now?
Here's a thought. What if we call the police? Not to arrest her, to protect her.
And Andrew.
And Andrew.
Boy, I'm not looking forward to this.
You want some company?
Yes. No. But thank you.
Okay, so now the priest, the rabbi, and the minister are all playing golf, right? Hang on a second, Mary. Madeline?
David, he's gone.
Gone.
Andrew and DePesto, they vanished.
Mary, later on the joke, babe.
Mr. Pesto?
Mr. Pesto!
Mr. Pesto?
Get us some lettuce, grab us some steak, remember the cheese, please, and a box of Frosted Flakes.
She's not here. She's not anywhere.
You're wrong, Maddie. She's definitely somewhere.
This is terrible. This is awful.
Shoot straight from the hip, Maddie. How do you feel about this?
You know what we're going to have to do, don't you?
Wrap this up in about 12 minutes. There's another show coming on the air?
No, we
We're gonna
have
have
to
to
call
call
the
the police.
That's right, the police. We have to get them involved. Tell them what happened.
You think so, huh?
Absolutely.
Let's not say we did.
David!
Maddie, you're going to call the police department and tell them we found the child that has no mother, went looking for the mother, found the mother, lost the child. As long as I got you on the phone, I seem to have misplaced my secretary. Oh, and by the way, did I happen to mention I'm a private detective?
Something like that, yeah.
Let's keep looking.
Let's keep looking?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Incredible. My tongue never felt a thing.
It's going to be dark in an hour.
It's going to be Christmas Eve in an hour.
Oh, my goodness, I completely... With everything that's been happening, I haven't had a
It's
chance
okay. I
to...
didn't have a chance to get you anything either.
Some Christmas, huh?
Yeah. I wish we were in Bethlehem.
Really? Bethlehem nice this time of year?
No, I mean, I'd know how to find the pesto and the baby if we were in Bethlehem.
Really?
Sure, things were much simpler back then.
No kidding.
No kidding. I mean, if there was a baby and you wanted to find him, the big guy put a star in the sky.
A star in the sky?
Sure, don't you remember when the three wise men were trying to find baby Jesus? They looked for a star in the sky to guide them.
A star in the sky?
Star in the sky. Let him right to him.
David, I think I know where DePesto and the baby are.
You do?
David, would you do something for me?
Whoa, wait a minute. You said you knew where they were.
Well, like you said, a star in the sky will guide us right to them. Hello, Mr. Pesto.
Miss Hayes?
Took me a while to figure out where you were and what you were doing.
Miss Hayes?
Spending Christmas Eve under a tree with a baby.
Miss Hayes?
Waiting for Santa Claus.
Oh, Miss Hayes.
I really do know how you feel. Christmases and children, they do make up for a lot of the bad stuff.
Oh, Miss Hayes.
But this baby is not ours.
But, Miss
I'm
Hayes.
sorry, Agnes, but his mother's waiting for him back at the office.
Terrific. Why don't you give her a call and ask her to come over?
He followed me here.
Well, great. I'd hate to think of him in this cold and lonely house by himself.
About that phone call?
The baby and my friend are waiting for Santa Claus.
Call me cynical, but I'll bet they're in for a long wait.
Ho, ho, ho!
Huh?
Ho, ho, ho!
Oh.
Ho, ho! Wow!
Oh, boy, am I glad Christmas only comes once a year.
What the hell?
Whoa. I want you to know, there is no one else I would do this for. That is the last time I jammed myself into a tight hole with clothes on. Now, this is no way to impress Santa Claus.
Who is this guy?
$50 for his costume, and he wants to know who I am.
Shut up. You keep an eye on these people while she and I find a phone.
David, do something.
Prepare to attack. You're in range. Good shot.
Okay, which one of you wants to go first? You miss her already?
And a 1, and a 2, and a... Enough games. All right. The jig is up.
Drop it! Drop it! Drop it!
I recognize those crowns anywhere.
3 kings.
Wow.
Take a load off. I just had a thought.
There's a first.
Now, think about it for a minute. Santa's hotline, Mary and Joseph's story, way the office is decorated. You think this could be the Christmas episode?
You know, it just might be.
Nah, couldn't be the Christmas episode. There's no snow.
The first Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep, on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw a star shining in the east beyond them far.
Merry Christmas, everybody.